may, yes, be confronted, but you know what to do. I ask you to display that with integrity. And at this point, I am now going to ask all censor workers to please stand. Thank you. Just before you raise your right hand, you will know that you have 3 positions. You are either an area manager, a supervisor, or an enumerator. You will repeat the words after me, and when you reach to that function, you will call out your name as well as your position. I now ask you to raise your right hand as we repeat these words. I solemnly swear, solemnly and truthfully affirm that I will faithfully and honestly fulfill my functions as in conformity with the requirements of the Statistics Act 2021, and that I will not, without due authority, on the behalf disclose or make known any matter or thing which come to my knowledge by reason of my employment. I want to thank you very much for taking that most serious oath. I ask you when you depart to have your certificates endorsed to think about those words. God bless you. Good morning.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, police officers honored on Grants, Bahama. Also, a special ceremony held today to launch the Bahamas National Statistical Institute Census 2022. And Rotary getting help for its rebuilding project. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jamila Mizik. Thank you so much for joining us. Police Month culminating with a meritorious service award ceremony taking place at the Albert J. Miller Complex for members of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Officers were rewarded for acts of bravery and great courage in circumstances, distinguished service characterized by devotion to duty, including prolonged service and conduct. Rumiko Knowles has more.
It is a red letter day for officers of the Royal Bahamas Police Force here in Grand Bahama, as it is the first time that the reward and medal presentation ceremony was held outside of the nation's capital to recognize officers for their hard work and dedication to the Royal Bahamas Police Force over the years. The ceremony taking place at the Albert J. Miller Complex. The ceremony began with the entrance of the Governor General, His Excellency the Most Honorable Cornelius A. Smith, followed by the national anthem. Officer in charge of Northern Bahamas, Theophilus Cunningham, gave the welcoming remarks.
We assemble in this honorable place to recognize our honorees who have given many years of hard work, dedication, and loyal service to this country. This ceremony is an historical moment for the officers in Grand Bahama and the entire Northern District in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. This occasion will definitely leave some fond memories in the hearts and minds of the honorees and their family and friends. This is the first of its kind.
The Minister of National Security, the Honorable Wayne Monroe, QC, also bringing remarks, commending the officers for their professionalism and dedication to protect and defend the security of all Bahamians without fail.
I would like to take this opportunity to personally thank all of you for your service to the Bahamas. You've put in the work in an effort to create safer communities. You've remained focused on your objectives. When the tractors went low, you remained high. You've performed above and beyond the call of duty while lifting the image of the force, culminating to this point where you're being recognized today for your invaluable contributions.
The honorees were called up individually to receive their medals, which were presented by the Governor General. Assistant Superintendent of Police Stephen Roll, Assistant Superintendent Randolph Delaveau, and Superintendent Ricardo Grant were among those honored.
I feel good to know that after the passing of Dorian, I was posted in the Abacos, and while the passing of the hurricane, I was able to risk my life, go to rescue someone else. And what about the safety? Knowing that it didn't go unnoticed, I feel privileged to know that I was awarded today the Medal of Gallantry.
I am proud because I am a part of an organization that awards and rewards officers for their hard work and dedication. And over 25 years of service, dedication, I am just proud today that the organization recognized not only me, but so many other officers.
It is always good when, our commander, our chief, our commissioner, as well as our minister from national security, as special, Governor General, to take the opportunity to take the time to recognize persons who would have given this level of service and this time of service. And 24 years is a long time. And so certainly they saw fit to give us the Medal of Honor for that. And we are grateful for it.
So congratulations to this year's honorees. Continue to keep our country safe. Rumiko Knowles, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Rumiko. In other news, the National Lead Institute hosting a graduation ceremony to highlight those participants who completed the MRT Facilitator Certification course, one of the leading cognizant behavioral treatment programs for the offender and at-risk population. A number of individuals graduating from the National Lead Institute's Moral Reconation Therapy Facilitator Certification course. The ceremony taking place at the Belinda M. Wilson Convention Center. Lead Institute President and CEO Troy Clark noting that this training is one of the leading cognizant behavioral treatment programs for the offender and at-risk population. Educator at Program Shore under the Ministry of Education, Ian Mora, and Senior Master at Jack Hayward Senior High School, Demetrius Walgoose, sharing their experience after participating in the program.
One of the things that we learned here, and I think it is very timely, is that moral recognition therapy is about addressing those individuals in our society whom we've tried other things with, and it has not worked. And it's not about feeling, it's not about what I think, it's not about anything like that. It is about placing the individual in a structured program which allows them to rethink how they see the world and take some responsibility for themselves. So it's not about giving people a pass. It's about giving them a different path to taking responsibility for their lives and choosing different outcomes.
Our traditional methods of dealing with students we considered at risk are no longer as effective as they used to be. And as someone said, one of the main reasons for it is because our kids are operating from a low moral standard. So the days of being the school bully is really over. It's time for those of us who are senior masters and other administrators and persons who are directly involved with students considered at risk to retool, to reconsider, to reimagine. And there is no better program that I'm aware of than the MRT program that we've been a part of.
Now bringing the keynote address was the Minister of Education, Technical and Vocational Training, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin.
The impact of the pandemic has reverberated to almost every sphere of life in our country. It will be important to undertake research in the days ahead so that we are able to gain a full understanding of the effects of the pandemic on education, on our economy, to understand the psychological effects, as we are learning of reports globally of persons suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, amongst other psychological disturbances. While we must undertake our own research, I believe we may be able to safely assume that in some areas there are correlations between what is being seen globally in our own national situation.
The Education Minister noting that understanding the effects and long-standing damage of the pandemic is critical, but equally important is how will persons respond.
What intervention strategies will be deployed to ameliorate the damage caused? And how will we assess or measure the success of these interventions and strategies? What we do today, more precisely, what we fail to do today, will very likely have fundamental long-term impact on the quality of life of the Bahamian people. It is imperative that we collectively as a Bahamian people commit ourselves to doing all that is necessary to mitigate the negative effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. This is the unexpected obligation of this generation in all of our respective places. In other words, we must fight for the future of the Bahamian people, and most especially, and that's really what I'm speaking about today, the children of this nation.
The graduates of the program were then each awarded with certificates to complete their certification. The start of the Bahamas National Statistical Institute Census 2022 of population and housing begins today as field officers are sworn in at the Church of Ascension Hall. Pastor Eric Danny Clark, president of the Northern Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, addressing the statisticians, stating that it is a life-changing day for them.
We're being sent out to change the world one person at a time. I believe that as we work together in this all-important census, Census 2022, that every individual, every contact is important. And I want you to know that we need every one of you. And then we need every member of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Every citizen, every resident, everyone is important. And so I charge and challenge you today that for you to be successful, for you to do a super job, you've got to be confident in that which you do.
Gregory Knowles, senior administrator, before beginning the oath of secrecy, reminding the field officers that the institution is depending on them to represent to the highest degree, adding that discretion is important.
If you didn't know how to sip your lips, this is the time when you need to know how to zip your lips. Because confidentiality plays a very, very important role in this exercise. All the information that you receive from Ma, no matter how my house look, that ain't your business. Oh, you all need to help me this morning. That is not your business. You didn't went there to find out to see how my house look. You went there to get the information that is needful for this particular exercise. So at the end of the day, the statistical institution, they will be able to accumulate all that information and have the data that is needed for this country.
Now, 382 field officers were sworn in to work across the northern Bahamas, 270 on Grand Bahama, 85 in Abaco, 15 in Bimini, and 12 in the Berry Islands. In other news, April is National Child Abuse Prevention Month, and social workers, along with the Minister of Social Services and Urban Development, the Honorable O.B. Wilchcombe, and Senator Kirkland Russell, coming together under the theme No Excuse for Abuse, Stop the Violence at Calvary Bible for a special church service. Chief Welfare Officer Dorothea Gomez presenting the 2022 proclamation by the Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, while Koa Russell, Trainee Welfare Officer, sends a strong message to perpetrators.
Whereas programs and activities will take place throughout the month of April in New Providence as well as the Family Islands under the theme No Excuse for Child Abuse, Stop the Violence. Now, therefore, I, Philip E. Davis, Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, do hereby proclaim the month of April as Child Protection Month.
There's no hidden agenda, no figurative language to explore. It's as simple as it can get. Our hands have been washed of all of the apologies or excuse from the perpetrator based on lack of education. If you have a problem, get the help. The responsibility lies with you. But we will not sit by idly and let our children be beaten up or scarred for life.
Pastor Darren Roll asking the question, what does Jesus encourage us to do with children?
Children are vulnerable. Sunday school, junior church, Bible study, youth meeting, whatever opportunity you have, I want to encourage you this morning to bring your children to Jesus. Take the time to bring, I don't care how they look, I don't care how they dress. And if they ain't dressed right and they ain't look right, we ain't running them outside the first time. We can fix them up that when they come back the second time, they ain't gonna get run out, they're gonna be able to run in. And I want to encourage you this morning to understand that Jesus encouraged us to bring children to him. I do not believe that young people are too young to lead. I do not believe that. They may be too young to lead you. They may be too young to lead you, but they may not be too young to lead someone else. And you and I must understand that Jesus understood that he was not here forever. And he took the opportunity to be able to not just learn from children, but he took the opportunity to be able to pour into what? Pour into children.
Now, Pastor Darren says persons must learn, love, and listen to children, but you must also lead. In other news, the University of the Bahamas North is hosting its third biennial Sustainable Grand Bahama Conference beginning on Thursday, April 7th under the theme Diversifying and Expanding the Economy. Executive Vice President Dr. Ian Strawn says the virtual event will bring together international and local experts as well as public, private, and civic leaders. The Dean of Faculty, Dr. Andrew Moxie, outlined several topics to be discussed during the three-day conference.
As the world continues to navigate a global pandemic and prepare to return to normalcy, world economies must innovate to assist in the recovery. The Bahamian economy is similarly challenged with finding innovative methods to move the country forward towards a more promising economic future for its citizens. As the national tertiary institution, University of the Bahamas remains committed to providing thought leadership on the most pressing concerns of the nation. The focus, therefore, of the third biannual Sustainable Grand Bahama Conference will be to explore diversification and adaptation as mechanisms to secure a sustainable future for present and future generations.
A number of the themes and topics that would be discussed throughout the conferences, just to give a few examples: community-based account management, opportunities in the marijuana or cannabis economy, groundwater resources of the Grand Bahama post-Dorian, freshwater resources on Grand Bahama, and with a focus on research opportunities for climate resilience. There's also a session on public sector support for technological innovation, and finally, the advancement of healthcare through digitization.
The Grand Bahama Power Company is partnering with the University of the Bahamas through sponsorship of the Sustainability Conference. Chief Operating Officer Nikita Mulling says they are pleased to be on board once again. Director of Advancement for UB North, Katura Babs, thanking all of this year's donors.
We believe that a sustainable island, a sustainable economy, and a sustainable utility is paramount in the success of Grand Bahama. I can recall when we were first approached to partner with the University of the Bahamas North, our commitment, our excitement, and our dedication to the Sustainability Conference remains unwavered. The University of the Bahamas North has demonstrated its resiliency through Hurricane Dorian and its commitment to being a sustainable university in the northern Bahamas.
Our donors allow the university to continually provide access to well-informed discussion to citizens across the Bahamas and the globe. We are happy to be hosting the conference virtually this year and to announce that once again registration is free for everyone willing to attend. Persons can register at sustainablegb.org. The topics of this year's conference truly explore our theme of diversifying and expanding our economy. We look forward to the insight, innovation, and innovative ideas and projects that will be birthed from this year's conference.
The three-day virtual conference will close out on Saturday. You're watching the Northern Edition. Stay with us.
Come on down. Come on down. Now.
BAF General and Health Insurance has you covered for everything that life throws at you. We are here to protect you and your family and everything you worked so hard to achieve. We cover you with liability, auto, home, marine, and commercial insurance. See a BAF General and Health Insurance agent today so we can have you covered. BAF for life.
What? Check old girl, boy. You say she getting married? Oh, man, not again.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join this man's BTC home internet with this woman BTC mobile service in holy matrimony. So they'll pay half the price compared to the other guys.
What's wrong with you? Just let them...
Madam, do you have BTC mobile service?
I do.
Sir, do you have BTC home internet to unite with her mobile service?
I do.
Get all the internet you want at half the price when you bundle your home internet and mobile service.
So, what services do you have?
Me? I have BTC at home and on my phone.
Visit any BTC store to make the switch today.
At Pizza Hut, we believe in pizza and good deals. Enjoy 2 large one-topping pizzas for only $24.65, VAT inclusive. Call us downtown at 352-9191 or East Sunrise Highway, 373-8500 to order your 2 delicious Pizza Hut pizzas with your favorite toppings. Available for dine-in, carry-out, and delivery. Order 2 large one-topping pizzas at Pizza Hut Freeport today.
You don't have to go to Cuba to enjoy your favorite mojito cocktail. It's Mojito Mondays at Off the Deep Edge Restaurant and Lounge, Peel Street. Specials all night long.
How well do you know Grand Bahama? We'd like to find out.
Tune into the ZNS Northern Service Facebook page beginning next Wednesday, April 6th during the 6:30 newscast as we feature a new trivia series called Grand Bahama Facts. Every Wednesday and Friday, we will be bringing you trivia questions about Grand Bahama. Thank you to the Ministry for Grand Bahama, our official sponsor for Season 1 of Grand Bahama Facts.
So put me together, break me apart again. No doubt about it.
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your number one news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The Rotary organization on Grand Bahama receiving a donation from the Bahamas Real Estate Association. President of BREA, Christine Wallace Whitfield, making the presentation in hopes that it will go a long way.
I am so thrilled to be here in Freeport, Grand Bahama, presenting this check. This check, which was so graciously donated by the Orlando Regional Realtor Association to Rotary, and I just want to say thank you very much.
Rotary Area Governor Billie Jean Ferguson accepting the donation on behalf of the service organization. She says the funds will go toward rebuilding efforts on Sweetings Key.
Thank you so much. We are so grateful. The Grand Bahama Rotary Disaster Relief Committee is so grateful to you for this donation. We are in immediate need of assistance. Thank you so much. We are so grateful. The Grand Bahama Rotary Disaster Relief Committee is so grateful to you for this donation. We are in immediate need of assisting those persons in the Sweetings Key area with septic tanks, and so I can promise you that this money will go directly to make sure that they have their septic tanks.
And now it is time for your Monday Sports Check with Jay Philippe.
Good evening, I'm Jay Philippe and welcome to Sports. It was a busy weekend in sports. Flag football is back on Grand Bahama. Also, the Crifter trials took place in New Providence, but let's start this one off by remembering Anita Doherty. Sporting leaders on Grand Bahama coming together this past Saturday at the YMCA to reflect on the life of Anita Doherty. Doherty was known throughout Grand Bahama for her involvement in sports as a one-time athlete and even as an educator and coach at Freeport Anglican High and BMES.
Today is only fitting for us to honor her legacy. It's no secret, if she was here today, she would have been out here. And she would have been out here simply because children are here. And she strived to ensure that every child had a fighting chance to be the best possible version of themselves.
Mrs. Doherty played a pivotal role in the lives of so many athletes and also our swimmers. And so we're honoring her today, and we're hoping that her family finds comfort in knowing that her legacy is going to continue through the success of our athletes, particularly our Grand Bahamian athletes and our swimmers.
She's touched so many kids' lives, and we do appreciate her for that. She's given back to the community. That is the challenge that we're having today, finding adults to give back to the community, and Anita was one of the persons that gave back wholeheartedly, 101%. And we want to thank everyone that helped her to get where she was today, and we are truly going to miss her because she set a prime example not only for leaders in the community but also for women.
I was fortunate enough to work with her at Bishop Michael Eldon. I was at the primary school, so I didn't have everyday dealings with her. But she always was such a fair person. But again, what I really liked about her, she expected you to be the best. You were to be an eagle, not a duck. And she would tell all of them that. She was very, very tough, but she was very, very fair.
Switching gears now in track and field, after a long weekend in New Providence at the Carifta Trials, the Bahamas has named its 54-member Carifta track team that will represent the Bahamas in Kingston, Jamaica, April 16th through the 18th at the 49th version of the Regional Junior Track and Field Championships. 11 athletes from Grand Bahama was named to this year's team. Shatalia Dorset will headline Team Grand Bahama in the under-17 girls category. She will be joined by Kiana Henschel and also Erin Barr. In the under-17 boys age group, Robert Stewart will represent Grand Bahama. Over in the under-20 boys age group, 7 athletes from the north will make up that squad. Those athletes are Zion Campbell, Shamara Smith, Lyndon Johnson, Jethro Baptiste, Mateo Smith, Tajon Spence, and quarter-miler Michael Stiles. Derek Wells will serve as an assistant coach, while Sophie Higgs will assist as team manager. And finally in sports, flag football is back on Grand Bahama with Week 1 action at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex. In the men's division, 3-link boys defeated Sky's the Limit Rock Boys in a close one, 28-27. The other men's game saw zero tolerance squeezed by Freeport Cantina Port Stackers 13-12. In the lone game in the women's division, Zero Tolerance was able to shut out Deja Vu Dream to the tune of 8-0. And that's a quick check on sports, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe. Be blessed.
KMW Battery Sales. ATV battery, car batteries, marine battery, truck batteries, heavy-duty batteries, battery backup, and more. Open Mondays to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Come in today.
Hi, I'm Wes. I'd like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I would like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi. I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Let us put shoes on your feet.
Island Bedding is the Bahamas' leading manufacturer in mattress sets. But did you know we also carry top quality products like pillows, comforters, sheets, and much more. Our furniture line is also expanding to meet the needs of those rebuilding. We have bedroom sets, sofa beds, recliners, accent pieces, and so much more. Come and experience Island Bedding today, where everybody deserves their own island.
Bethel's Air Conditioning and Refrigeration, number 3 Milton Street, wants to shower you with love with a 20% off store-wide sale for the month of February. Call 602-5467. Certain restrictions apply.
Esquire Men's Freeport presents Passion for Fashion, Saturday, April 23rd from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Wukaya Shopping Center. Admission is free.
Are you tired, overweight, having trouble sticking to your health and fitness goals? Well, look no further. The Fitness Connection has teamed up with ZNS to bring you Health Bites. This and every Thursday, tune in, and we'll make sure you get on track and stay on track with your health and fitness goals. Tune in.
Ice the coconut got this, cocoa skin driven madness, juiciness ice the back this, sweet like a sugar in a dripping like ice hot.
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Bertram Taylor, you are our Facebook friend this Monday. We thank you for your support. And that's going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Jamila Mizik. Thank you so much for joining us. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Bahamas Tonight, the national report, the argument against gender-based violence rages. An appeal for parents to stay vigilant to abuse. The country's healthcare team strengthened. and the Carifta track team named. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Akush Lopendo. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks so much for joining us. The furor over gender-based violence continuing to dominate national headlines, with a call now to stiffen both the legislation and the penalties to be imposed on those behind such heinous acts. Senate President, the Honorable Lachelle Adderley, this morning even pushed for the reform of the country's justice and social systems, stressing that such a move is necessary to protect society's most vulnerable.
This recent unfortunate dramatic cases of baby Bella, Heavenly Tavisis, Carissa Culmer, and the 14-year-old child who was impregnated by a man almost 3 times her senior, only for him to receive a slap on the wrist sentence, reveals that our system is in need of critical legislative and social reform. Some victims choose not to report domestic violence or sexual crimes because of fear and lack of protection.
The President went on to appeal for more support and assistance for gender-based violence victims.
We must not judge these victims, but we must ask ourselves, what can we do as a society so that these victims feel supported, protected, and encouraged to come forward? This is not a political football. This is beyond politics.
Now, making a case for the Davis administration, Senate Government Leader and Economic Affairs Minister, the Honorable Michael Alkidas, agreed aggressive action is needed nationwide to address gender-based violence.
Of domestic violence and child abuse has once again come to the fore in recent times, and it has spurred a lot of outrage from various quarters, and we see various political leaders and other leaders condemning the practice and calling for enhanced protection of victims and punishment of perpetrators. I'm hopeful, Madam President, that this outrage and the conversation that we're now having spurs us to action, because, as Senator rightly said, these are some vexing issues, galvanizes us at all levels to do what we can to make sure that our children are protected and those who would prey upon them and victimize them are punished.
Well, since being appointed to the upper chamber earlier this year, Free National Movement Senator, the Honorable Michaela Barnett Ellis, has pushed for concrete solutions to bring about what she deems to be real change in domestic and sexual abuse cases.
Our sentencing practices for sexual offenses are lenient. I don't often quote him, but in the case of Wilson, Balvin, Torboda, and Regina, Sir Michael Barnett in his decision commented, "We must also accept that rape is a heinous offense that must result in incarceration. But there is a case for stiffer penalties other than those that have been previously imposed." The Bahamas does not have a formal sentencing guidelines document. Other Caribbean jurisdictions like Jamaica, Cayman, and those under the Eastern Caribbean Court do.
Oh, as much talk about the age of consent and abuse, Nurse Rebecca Johnson's calling on parents to be vigilant when it comes to their children. Johnson, who's seen her fair share of sexual abuse in her line of work, issued this appeal.
But I've worked a lot for many years with the Child Abuse Prevention Unit, and one of our goals is to do as much as we can, go around to the schools, the community, different areas, to just speak to whether it's parents, whether it's teachers, about how to, number one, I think my important thing is to prevent. And then if the next stage, of course, is to recognize the signs and try to get help and support for those children. So, and as parents, again, keep your eyes open, avoid those signs, avoid those, putting their children in those situations where they may become a victim.
Well, meantime, the local chapter of Caribbean Women in Leadership equally concerned about the recent judicial sentences handed down for rapes against minors. CWIL's members outraged at the apparent shifting of blame from the perpetrator to the victim and their family, as the organization believes the entire population and those entrusted with a duty of care for protection and to dispense justice must understand the gravitas of these heinous acts on children and, by extension, the larger community and generations yet unborn. CWIL is calling for penalties under the Sexual Offences Act to be closely monitored and anticipates the full operation of the Sexual Offences Court. The group of women added that the sexual offenders registry needs also to be implemented to ensure the public is aware of registered convicted predators. Well, senators meeting today. By early afternoon, the government and opposition had agreed to pass several private pension bills. The proposed pieces of legislation on their final leg before becoming law allows for the bridging of services for retired public servants. Also passed was the National Honors Amendment Bill. Today's Senate session also included first reading of a compendium of financial bills to further bring the country's financial services sector in line with international standards, as well as bills to reform the justice system. The business of the Senate picks up on Wednesday, April 6 at 10 a.m. Still to come, nearly 40 new specialized doctors and a corporate sponsor lends hands to one NGO. We'll be back after the break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Super Fast Internet for Less. Best rate, no debate. Sign up today.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Hear that? If you listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country, pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse. The people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians, Bahamians helping Bahamians.
What? Check old girl, boy. You say she getting married?
Oh, man, not again.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join this man's BTC home internet with this woman BTC mobile service in holy matrimony. So they'll pay half the price compared to the other guys.
What's wrong with you? Just let them...
Madam, do you have BTC mobile service?
I do.
Sir, do you have BTC home internet to unite with her mobile service?
I do.
Get all the internet you want at half the price when you bundle your home internet and mobile service.
So, what services do you have?
Me? I have BTC at home and on my phone.
Visit any BTC store to make the switch today.
What makes an icon? Is it 80 years in the business? Or inventing a recipe that changes the way we enjoy chicken around the world? No. What makes an icon are the fans. Order KFC and take home a true mealtime icon.
With so much going on in the world today, only accepting cash at your business can be risky. Let Fidelity offer you and your customers safety, convenience, and the flexibility of a fixed or mobile terminal. Take it with you, on the move and on the go, because business should never stop. For more details, speak to one of our business development officers at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit our website at fidelitygroup.com or visit us at any of our branches. Fidelity, we're good for you.
Anything you need, we got you covered. Say the word and we'll come through. So if you need coverage for life, choose BAF, they'll get it right. Just go out and do it. It's your life, so just live it. So anything you want, you can get it. It's time to get it right. So we roll Choose BAF, they'll get it right. Yes, that's the best choice. BAF, that's BAF for life.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies Limited. If it's healthcare, it's here.
The demand for health professionals remains high in this COVID-19 environment. What's comforting, though, is that 39 doctors have upped their game and have completed the University of the West Indies Clinical Medicine and Research postgraduate program. Our Jiminy DeSwain was at the Bahama Convention Center for Sunday's ceremony.
The University of the West Indies is the primary choice for Bahamians desiring to cultivate a career in the medical field. Its recent postgraduate class of specialist doctors spans 7 medical disciplines. Recognizing the program's impact since inception was Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis, who congratulated the new physicians on achieving this goal.
1997, as we were told, 572 doctors have been trained by our UWI campus. Remarkable is the fact that 80% of them are Bahamians. That includes over 127 specialists spanning 7 disciplines. That is certainly praiseworthy. You are now among that fortunate few. Congratulations once again. I look forward to witnessing the contributions you will make to local health care, as well as on the national and international scene.
Health and Wellness Minister Dr. the Honorable Michael Darville also giving the new doctors accolades for their hard work. He noted how physicians continue to play a crucial role in weathering the COVID-19 pandemic.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness can see clearly the need we currently face and begin to focus on essential healthcare upgrades, improvement in healthcare delivery systems, and the vital role healthcare professionals must play as we strive to rebuild and improve the medical services across the country. Today more than ever, there's a pressing need to ensure that our medical facilities have a cadre of well-trained doctors, specialists, nurses, and other healthcare professionals.
One of the key players in UWI's medical program is its director, Dr. Robin Roberts, who touted the program's success.
As we stabilize our undergraduate admissions to about 30 students per year, we envisage the realization that every graduate will be enrolled in a postgraduate training program and to include careers in public health and postgraduate degrees in health management and leadership, not only just careers based in clinical medicine. Forward in my lifetime to a full 5-year undergraduate program in the Bahamas as an independent, self-governing faculty becoming a reality.
These graduates completed specialist programs in surgery, psychiatry, internal, family, and emergency medicine, as well as pediatrics, and they're ready to get the job done.
This COVID pandemic has caused our department of internal medicine to be particularly stretched and shown the importance of internal medicine specialists in this country. Undeniably, this program is
have maybe about say 40 for the 400,000 individuals in the Bahamas. I am the first graduate from the psychiatry program in the last 8 years.
The most recent DM surgery graduates. I'd like to thank the university for world-class education and congratulate the remainder of the class on a job well done.
Radiology, anesthesia, and orthopedics program proposals have been submitted for accreditation with an anticipated start in the next academic year. Jiminy DeSwain, ZNS Network News.
Meantime, the Public Hospitals Authority is tonight responding to claims of a surgical backlog at the Princess Margaret Hospital, as reported by a TV news station this week. The authority making it clear in a release that while it does not address specific cases in the media, and that's to preserve patient confidentiality, it acknowledges that there may be significant wait times for non-urgent surgical procedures at the hospital, resulting from the suspension of non-emergency surgical procedures. This part of the ever-evolving COVID-19 management protocols coupled with nursing shortages throughout the system. Now, the statement goes on to point out that PMH continues to triage all surgical cases, prioritizing procedures based on the critical nature of each case. Well, good news to report on the local COVID front, at least in terms of those fighting off the disease in hospital. While the April 3rd dashboard shows a hospitalization of 11, none of the sick is on the intensive care unit. As for confirmed cases, the 4 newly infected are from New Providence, and all of the females have a history of travel within 14 days. As of Sunday, active cases were at 97 and those recovered at 4, while 93 RT-PCR tests were done. Well, the opportunities to get vaccinated, meantime, still out there. From today until Saturday, April 9th, between the hours of 10 a.m. to 9 p.m., you can head over to the mall at Marathon Robinson Road. In the South, the South Beach Health Center is an option on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9 a.m. to noon. If Thursdays work best, the Fleming Street Clinic has a 2-hour window from 4 to 6 p.m., the Flamingo Gardens Clinic 1 p.m. to 5 p.m., and the Elizabeth Estates Clinic between 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. Like much of the globe, a troubling health concern is rearing its head more frequently in children. A pediatric nurse discusses that and other common ailments impacting the nation's youth with our Cleopatra Murphy in this week's Health Beat.
The past 10 years has seen an uptick in children diagnosed with cancers, according to 20-year nursing veteran Rebecca Johnson, who says this ranges from leukemia, the most common, to various tumors.
In recent years, in different oncology cases in pediatric, I know when I first started pediatric, it was so common to see a child with cancer, but now we see a lot of that.
The senior nurse head of pediatrics at the Princess Margaret Hospital could not provide statistics, but says the local increase appears to be across the board from infants to adolescents. Globally, cancer in children has been trending upward, with the American Cancer Association reporting that approximately 10,470 children in the U.S. under the age of 15 will be diagnosed with cancer this year alone. The American Childhood Cancer Organization adds that an estimated 15,780 children from birth to 19 are diagnosed with cancer annually. When it comes to local outcomes, Johnson says it varies, but a number of factors can determine that.
First of all, some type of cancers are more, the disease process is more severe than others, more aggressive than others, so it depends on that. Sometimes it depends on, in terms of family support, in terms of bringing the children for treatment, things like that. Sometimes the availability of the resources here, all of that makes a difference. But we have an excellent team.
While one of the more worrisome ailments, Johnson says there are other illnesses afflicting the pediatric population.
Babies, children, you tend to have a lot of respiratory illnesses. Sickle cell is very, very common in ethnic groups such as African American, Caribbean, people of African descent. So you see sickle cell disease,
As for adolescents, Johnson says many of them are being diagnosed with diabetes and high blood pressure due to lifestyle and nutrition.
Sometimes I have an opportunity to speak to parents and remind them, sometimes go back to the old ways that we would do when we sit down and cook meals for our children. Making sure that the meal is well balanced, making sure they're getting enough fiber in the diet, getting enough carbohydrates, getting enough fruits and vegetables. A lot of times our children, children are going to be picky eaters sometimes, but you need to find healthy foods that they like and try to encourage them to eat healthy food.
To parents, Johnson says a treat is fine sometimes, but limit a child's intake of processed and fast foods, especially in young children, to ensure they grow up healthy. Cleopatra Murphy, SAT&S Network News.
In other news this evening, the Bahamas delegation attending last week's Food and Agricultural Organization's Latin American and Caribbean Conference in Ecuador. Very pleased with the regional linkages formed to enhance the country's agricultural sector. Leading the group, Agriculture, Marine Resources and Family Island Affairs Minister, the Honorable Clay Sweeting, who says officials from Guyana, Jamaica and Barbados are all on board to help propel the sector here. And this particularly since agriculture contributes 0.7% to our gross domestic product. Clancy says are well underway to reduce the national food import bill by 2025.
We create a futuristic agribusiness department that transcends over time, that farmers are not just farmers, but they are business-oriented persons. And this agribusiness department, which has been throughout our blueprint for change as a government, would really help the farmers who want to be business-oriented, connect them to wholesalers, really put extension officers on the ground to assist with creating industry out of it, which is really important for us as a country.
The conference, an eye-opener for His Excellency Winston Pinnock, the country's ambassador-designate to the Food and Agricultural Organization.
We certainly believe that from all that we've seen South American countries do and other Caribbean countries do, that we can bite into that import bill that we have that's over $1 billion and reduce that as much as we can. And we believe that we're going to get young Bahamians interested in farming, in the new technology aspect of farming, and prove to them that you can make money from farming. It's now a necessity, by the way. It's a matter of national security.
Bahamas and other corporate partners giving back in a big way with the launch of its Giving a Helping Hand initiative. Company volunteers taking over the Hands for Hunger pantry on Carmichael Road for the week, packing parcels and stacking shelves in the community service initiative. Cable Bahamas CEO Franklin Butler says its executive team for the next few days will volunteer with Hands for Hunger and give back their time as well as make a donation. It's among other initiatives the company and its partners are carrying out.
Many people don't know, but Hands for Hunger, all of that telecommunications, equipment, minutes, infrastructure, we provide free of charge to Hands for Hunger to make sure that the work they can do it and focus on providing assistance to as many consumers as possible. So this is our way of giving back, and so I'm just delighted to be partnering with so many of our partners today in this incredible initiative. Because to me, this boils down to values. This is a personal value of mine. I think it's important not just to hear about how people are struggling with their challenges in life, and so to be able to get down, to be physically involved, to be able to pack bags, guide people through the pantry is something I think really helps you to connect with the needs of those around you. And you know, it's easy to write checks, but if you don't have an understanding of the impact with that check is being had on the community, you'll never continue to write a more significant check.
Hands for Hunger's outreach manager, Precious Fortune Thompson, says staff are excited about the Helping Hand initiative.
It's a lot of work to feed people, so when we are able to have corporate partners on board that support and see the vision of the work that we do, you know, we're just so ever grateful. It takes a community to feed the amount of people that we do, and so this initiative is just very timely. It continues to help us to further our outreach, and so, you know, we're just very grateful to have them.
And remember to tune in to the morning edition with LaDawn Davis and Charles Fisher at 7 o'clock weekday mornings. We also have news updates at every hour starting at 2 p.m. You can then watch the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, at 6:30 and the National Report live at 7 p.m. All right here on the ZNS Network.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 9th Fifth Terrace, Centerville, right in the heart of the medical service epicenter of Nassau, Bahamas.
When you testify in court, you're expected to tell the truth. Same goes for your insurance application form. You have to answer every question truthfully and provide all the information requested, or you could be found guilty of misrepresentation. That means your insurance company could deny your policy or refuse to pay your claim. Your insurance company relies on the information you provide to determine whether to issue you a policy. Leaving out just one piece of information could lead to misrepresentation. So read your application form carefully. If you're unsure about anything, ask your insurance agent or broker before completing and signing your insurance application form. This message was brought to you by the Insurance Commission of the Bahamas, protecting the interests of policyholders.
At Bank of the Bahamas, we give you lots of reasons to love your life. We offer the lowest rates in the country on debt consolidation and consumer loans. And we help you save with our low-rate switch mortgages. Need a new car? Simply apply for a BOB auto loan and hit the road. And shopping is so easy with BOB credit and prepaid cards. It's time to live and laugh again. Love the life you live with BOB, your bank of solutions.
Tourism today. Bahamas tourism today.
The Bahama Foundation teams up with Lend a Hand Bahamas to launch its Hydroponics Grow Pod. Robert Sands, Bahamas SVP of Government and Community Relations, shares why this initiative is a game changer for inner city communities.
As head of the Bahama Foundation, which has its three pillars: community, culture, and conservation, and under conservation, the added pillar of sustainability. We are happy to be here this morning in this ribbon-cutting ceremony as we have continued to partner with Lend a Hand Bahamas in the opening of this hydroponics center. We have a number of sustainability initiatives taking place in this location. And the introduction of the hydroponics grow pod will help provide fresh food where needed in the community. The grow pod is geared towards sustainability and resilience, focusing on freshly healthy food that is free from disease, pesticides, and chemicals. And as their technical person told me this morning, this will certainly add to the food security of the islands of the Bahamas. Lending a Hand Bahamas is moving into the area of farming and raising awareness of inner city youths that can grow their own products. The pod that we will open this morning will grow a variety of greens, fruits, and vegetables with faster harvest times than conventional agriculture. The sustainability issues, it will save water, use less water. It is grown locally. Less space is required. And we'll have enhanced yields of production in a very short period of time.
For more information on this partnership, visit bahamar.com. I'm Danielle Bodie, and this is Tourism Today.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A friend that you can trust. Family Guardian.
This segment of the news is brought to you by RBC. Start or switch your mortgage with RBC by your side. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/mortgages today.
April 4th observed as National Census Day, and officials of the Bahamas National Statistics Institute used the opportunity to officially launch Census 2022, which goes digital for the very first time. Carla Bahama has more.
Some 1,600 numerators were sworn in this Monday. The occasion was in recognition of the beginning of Census Day in the country. They pledged the oath to privacy. Having undergone extensive training, the numerators were charged to take their responsibilities seriously by Acting Managing Director of BNSI, Nerissa Gibson.
Yours are the faces and the voices that the householder will see and hear. And it is your interaction with them that will determine the level of coverage. We have concluded that you indeed understand your role in this exercise. And so take it not for granted that you have chosen to come alongside BNSI to undertake this most important national exercise.
Reportedly, a similar exercise also took place simultaneously on various family islands. Chairperson of BNSI, Gabriella Frazier, says the advancements in technology at BNSI have been a long time coming, as for the first time, the census is also being conducted online.
We, as a nation, are finally here at this moment to launch an exercise essential to our well-being. You have committed to working with us to execute this critical exercise, and for this, we are grateful.
Chief Census Officer Kim Saunders notes how they have their work cut out.
On May 2nd, our second new data collection method, interviews by telephone, and the traditional face-to-face interviews, but with digital assistance, specifically tablet, will begin.
Minister of Economic Affairs, Senator the Honorable Michael Alcides, thanked the group for their expression of patriotism in what he regards as the most important socioeconomic and demographic exercise conducted in the country.
As it provides a thorough profile of people of a country, their age, sex, household relationship, marital status, employment, and income status. Such information is needed by all of us for informed decision-making and is an absolute necessity for policymakers, planners, both government and the private sector.
When the last census survey was conducted in 2012, 102,000 households were surveyed. This time around, that number is expected to increase to 115. At the National Stadium, I'm Carla Palmer, ZNS Network News.
Well, April continuing with the troubling trend started in March following yet another homicide here in the capital. What we know is that the victim, believed to be in his mid-20s, was gunned down at a barbershop on Blue Hill and Marshall Road shortly before 4 Sunday afternoon. Police say a gunman walked into the store and opened fire on the victim, who managed to make it down the steps of the building. However, he collapsed and died right there. An active investigation is underway. In related news, Operation Ceasefire continuing to yield positive results. A man was arrested on murder charges at a Linkford Street home Sunday. A further search of the home and officers found a pistol and unsuspected marijuana. Authorities say the suspect is expected to be placed before the magistrate court following a thorough investigation. A reading fundamental component at St. Thomas More Catholic School. Students there recently celebrated Reading Week, an effort to enhance literacy skills. St. Thomas More's reading specialist, Tamika Hanna.
We have it dubbed Catch 22, double the fun with reading. On this day, we are focusing on the enjoyment of reading, and we would like for kids to now go back into the storybooks and read more often, all right? Because there is pleasure when it comes to reading. Well, we have various readers coming in. We have parents and guardians that are coming in to read to our kids this morning, and everyone has their own storybook title. We have storybooks such as Bahamian story titles, along with whereas the kids will play hopscotch. They will also do a little ring play before the reading, so we have the enjoyment whereas we're doing creative things.
Here's Hannah's response when asked if watching more television as opposed to reading is causing a decline in reading levels.
Well, because of the pandemic, most kids now focus on the virtual and the internet. So we want the storybook come back to life. That's what we're really focusing on. There are whole lots of electronic books that kids can also be involved in and find pleasure in that as well. So we're looking for the importance of reading where it is fundamental because it plays a big factor when it comes to our writing as well.
Well, meantime, Sadie Curtis Primary School students getting hands-on experience on how they can use science, technology, engineering, arts, and math to mitigate the effects of climate change. The youngsters participating in a week of activities and seminars on the topic and also engaging in various projects on the topic. Science specialist Latia Brown says the students were rewarded for their efforts at a special science assembly.
Our students, they had to be engineers, and they created homes and fridges using safe materials or recyclable materials just to show that, hey, they can be creative using renewable resources as well as engaging them into becoming future engineers and scientists. So our winners will receive their trophies, certificates, as well as special donated prizes from special donors. And those other students that participated, they'll all be rewarded with special medals of merit. And so this is our second annual STEAM initiative, and it's just to encourage our students to really dream big.
Senior Mistress Lynn Thurston praised the students for their creativity.
My heart went out to the students who won their trophies and their medals this morning. I was elated with them. The projects are awesome. Out of this world, I must say. Those children truly amazed me, and I am very, very proud of them. The program can go to higher heights from here with more children getting involved and more partners coming on board with Mrs. Brown, our science teacher, helping her along the way with it. So I look for greater things with the project.
Android lovers, get ready. Come Friday, BTC will unveil the new Samsung Galaxy S22, S22 Plus, and S22 Ultra. The devices fuse two smartphone legacies, the unmatched power of the Note series and the pro-level camera and performance of the S series, setting a new standard for premium smartphones. BTC CEO Andre Foster assures these new Galaxy devices will be available in all 31 BTC stores. Well, as we head to the break, we'd like to thank all our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more to come after the break.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
If you like a hearty, meaty burger, the A1 Steakhouse King at Burger King Nassau has it all. With flame-grilled beef, lots of bacon, cheese, and crispy onions on a sesame seed bun, the only thing that can top this is the tangy flavor of A1 steak sauce. The Steakhouse King is a meat lover's dream, and with an ice-cold Pepsi and hot fries, it's all you need to fill your day. Get your A1 Steakhouse King as a combo or part of the new King's Feast, only at Burger King Nassau, where taste is king.
We get it. Life happens. And when it does, Easy Payday is here for you. Whether it's cash for school fees, a vacation, or even a loan consolidation, no matter what your needs are, we are here for you when you need us most. Eligible applicants can borrow up to $15,000. Visit us at our new location on University Drive. Give us a call at 603-0200 or apply online at easypayday.loans. Easy Payday loans are simple, fast, and easy.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
What? Check old girl, boy. Say she getting married? Oh, man, not again.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join this man's BTC home internet with this woman BTC mobile service in holy matrimony. So they'll pay half the price compared to the other guys.
What's wrong with you? Just let them...
Madam, do you have BTC mobile service?
I do.
Sir, do you have BTC home internet to unite with her mobile service?
I do.
Get all the internet you want at half the price when you bundle your home internet and mobile service.
So, what services do you have?
Me? I have BTC at home and on my phone.
Visit any BTC store to make the switch today.
Bahamian scientist and director of the Perry Institute for Marine Sciences Community Conservation and Education Program, Dr. Carlisa Colwood, and her team recently won one of 11 awards among the 1,200 competitors considered by National Geographic as part of their investigation into understanding the challenges and changes to the natural world created by COVID-19. While little is scientifically known about the impact of subsistence fishing in the Bahamas, there is presently no routine data collection or monitoring taking place. Dr. Colwood recognizes this knowledge can severely hinder effective resource management and sustainable use if not addressed right away. Now, with this new funding from National Geographic, and once the project receives government permits, a second Bahamian undergraduate student will be hired to support the research. The team will then use surveys, interviews, focus groups, and community meetings to unveil how families shift their fishing habits during times of crisis. Once analyzed and published, this information will be crucial for government policy and community planning in the event of future disease outbreaks or other potential social disturbances like hurricanes. Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather, and for that we turn to Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makisha. We are under mostly cloudy skies. Temperature 79 degrees. The relative humidity at 73%. Easterly winds at 8 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,015.0 millibars. That is 29.97 inches, and the pressure is rising. Temperatures around the islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 77s in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Green Toll, Key, and the Marsh Harbor, Abaco, the Berry Islands at 78 degrees. Allenstown, Bimini, 79, 78 in Harbor Island. Rock Sound, Eleuthera, 80 degrees, 79 in Black Point, Exuma, Kemps, Bayside, Andros, and Fresh Creek in Central Andros. Otterstown, Cat Island, 80 degrees, and that extends into San Salvador and Rum Key, Georgetown, Exuma, 81. 81s in Rygat Island, Clarencetown, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, and Acklands, Matthewtown, Inagua, 82 degrees, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 80. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Center. For all areas tonight, easterly winds at 10 to 15 knots. So wave heights, they're going to be around 2 to 4 feet, with a high tide taking place at 11 or 8 tonight. And then tomorrow, for all areas, Tuesday through Wednesday, by the way, the winds are going to be southeast to south at 10 to 15 knots, wave heights holding at 2 to 4 feet. High tide will occur at 11:24 in the morning, with the low tide at 5:28 in the afternoon. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Livingston, sign a JP.
I and I hit a la la la.
Just sign a JP.
I and I hit a la la la.
Just sign a JP.
No mind Livingston.
Just sign a
And that's going to do it for your international temperature, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
sign a JP.
I and I hit a la la la.
When you testify in court, you're expected to tell the truth. Same goes for your insurance application form. You have to answer every question truthfully and provide all the information requested, or you could be found guilty of misrepresentation. That means your insurance company could deny your policy or refuse to pay your claim. Your insurance company relies on the information you provide to determine whether to issue you a policy. Leaving out just one piece of information could lead to misrepresentation. So read your application form carefully. If you're unsure about anything, ask your insurance agent or broker before completing and signing your insurance application form. This message was brought to you by the Insurance Commission of the Bahamas, protecting the interests of policyholders.
The COVID-19 pandemic isn't over yet. COVID-19 vaccines and boosters are now available at South Beach Clinic on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 a.m. to 12 noon. On Wednesday at Flamingo Gardens Clinic, 1 to 5 p.m. Elizabeth Estates Clinic, 3 to 6 p.m. and Fleming Street from 4 to 6 p.m. And at the Mall at Marathon, Monday to Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Visit vax.gov.bs to book your appointment. Walk-ins are welcome. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health and Wellness, PAHO, WHO, and USA.
April 2nd marks World Autism Awareness Day and kicked off World Autism Month. This special month is celebrated by wearing the color blue, which is meant to increase and understand the autism spectrum disorder, ASD, which appears to be one of the fastest growing development disability affecting Bahamian children. 1 in every 68 children are affected, with boys being 4 times more likely.
Although a lot of research is being conducted on this disorder, there remains a lot that needs to be done. As parents of an autistic child, we recognize that ASD is definitely more about his abilities rather than any perceived disabilities. These kids are unique in every way, shape, and form. They have the ability to love more and to be loved more and bring people from all walks of life together to show love and support for this community.
KO Bahamas Business Solutions
And Alive supports World Autism Month.
Every journey starts with the first step, and mine starts here.
So tight. Is she going to get there?
I believed in Tokyo, the belief that we could be the best. We are drenched in Bahamian pride, no matter where we go. In 5 years, Alive built the Bahamas' best network, delivering faster speeds and stronger connections to all 700 islands and keys. Alive believed that every Bahamian deserved a world-class network and excellent customer service. I am proud to be Director of Speed and Connection.
Shawnee Miller-Weibo is total class. Look at her go. What a win.
As we continue to improve our lightning-fast, world-class network and connect with art, culture, and the world around us, never stop dreaming and never stop believing.
AID has everything you need and more to complement your home's decor. Luxurious bamboo bath towels, face towels from $1.25 and bath towels from $5.45. Shower curtains from $2.54 and organizers in stylish finishes. Bath mat sets from $7.27 in a multitude of styles and colors. Bed sheet sets from $9.95 and 7-piece comforter sets from $49.95. Doormats from $1.93 with matching runners and hundreds of area carpets. Sofa covers from $19.95, plain and crushed sheer curtains from $5.25 and thousands of panels to choose from. Blinds from $7.02 and curtain rods from $2.89. Ceramic and porcelain dishes, tablecloths, napkins, placemats, utensils, and more. A wide selection of drinking glasses, including elegant stemware, candle holders, vases, and crystal. Full-size mirrors, decorative pictures, and picture frames. AID, Wolf Road, and the Mall at Marathon open late and on Sundays to serve your decorating needs. AID, all you really need and more.
Hungry and looking for something so satisfying? Something to truly tantalize your taste buds? Then make it Charlie's, the home of the #1 cheesesteak in the world. Also serving up a variety of delicious wings, freshly cooked to order under 10 minutes, with 2 locations to serve you. Mall at Marathon, open from 11 a.m. until 7 p.m. and the East-West Highway next to Solomon's from 11 a.m. until 10 p.m. That's Charlie's, the home of the #1 cheesesteak in the world. 393-3100.
When you want to save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you want to look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
Samantha's always on point. She doesn't miss a thing. When she signs up for any insurance policy, she reads all the fine print. She knows what's covered, what's not covered, and she's aware of her deductibles. When it comes to insurance, it pays to know your policy. Review every insurance policy so you know what you're covered for. This message was brought to you by the Insurance Commission of the Bahamas.
April 2nd marks World Autism Awareness Day and kicked off World Autism Month. This special month is celebrated by wearing the color blue, which is meant to increase and understand the autism spectrum disorder, ASD, which appears to be one of the fastest growing development disability affecting Bahamian children. 1 in every 68 children are affected, with boys being 4 times more likely.
Although a lot of research is being conducted on this disorder, there remains a lot that needs to be done. As parents of an autistic child, we recognize that ASD is definitely more about his abilities rather than any perceived disabilities. These kids are unique in every way, shape, and form. They have the ability to love more and to be loved more and bring people from all walks of life together to show love and support for this community.
KO Bahamas Business Solutions
And Alive supports World Autism Month.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
And as today's date, I officially announce the 6th edition of the Bahama Games officially launched. Thank you.
Welcome to sports, everyone. Well, after over 2 decades, the Bahamas Games finally making its return. The committee, along with the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, officially announcing its return today in a press conference. The Games being celebrated under special conditions next year as the country will celebrate its 50th independence.
It has always been the ambition of my ministry to positively impact the lives of Bahamians, whether through youthful activities, sports, and culture development. The Bahama Games, unique in its form, will continue to bridge the gap, showcasing the world-class talent that exists especially in our family islands.
Now we understand that 10 teams or islands are set to compete. They will be the Abacos and Keys, Andros, Bimini and the Berries, Columbus Isles, Eleuthera Harbor Island, Spanish Wells, Exuma Ragged Island, Grand Bahama, Long Island, Michael, as well as New Providence. It's estimated around 2,064 athletes and 500 officials will be present at the Games, which are set for July 6th through the 14th, 2023 on the island of New Providence. As for the disciplines that the athletes will compete in,
it will be softball for men and women, basketball for men and women, track and field men and women, lawn tennis men and women, swimming men and women, soccer men and women, and then we're gonna add a beach soccer component, and then volleyball is the same thing. And again, the introduction is to introduce the additional component of beach volleyball, again to make use of the same facility. And then you have bodybuilding, powerlifting, boxing, cycling, baseball, Youth Olympics. Which would be a new something that we attempting to do to try to encourage the growth of Olympic sailing among the youth of the country. We are aware that there's a very vibrant youth program being hosted by the sailing associations, and so our aim is to encourage that endeavor. And then there's regatta sailing, and then there's golf. So that's a total of 16 disciplines.
Now, a special Bahama Games conclave is set to be held later this year to provide more details on the event. Shifting gears after 2 days of competition at the 2022 Carifta Trials, the Bahamas Athletics Association officially ratifying the 55-member team that will represent the Bahamas in Jamaica at the track and field portion of this year's Carifta Games. Look at the names in the under-17 girls. We have Shatalia Dorsett, Kiana Henschel, Nia Wright, Erin Barr, Koi Adderley, Jemiah Nabi, Zoe Adderley, Terrell McCoy, Anae Mackey, Kaylin Johnson, Daniel Nixon, Kamara Strawn, Diore Scott, and Lanisha Lubin. Over in the under-20 girls, we have Paige Archer, Giovanni Valcourt, Shanice Miller, Sabria Farquharson, Kalia Jackson, Bernice Knowles, and Vanessa Sawyer. Over on the boys' side, starting first with the under-17 boys, it will be Andrew Brown, Termani Skinner, Ishmael Roll, Philip Gray, Zion Miller, Berkeley Munnings, Raymond Winder, Quinton Roll, Jelani Morrison, Jonathan Rogers, Jason Woodside, D'Angelo Colley, Robert Stewart, and Nathaniel McCarty. Over the under-20 boys side, it will be Anton Andrews, Zachary Evans, Carlos Brown, Zion Campbell, Shamar Smith, Lyndon Johnson, Keanu Ferguson, Curtis Mitchell, Stephen Farquharson, Jetro Baptiste, Mateo Smith, Brandon Hutchison, Keyshawn Strawn, Nathaniel Zerros, Kenny Moxie Jr., Dewan Spence, Shamir Bain, Michael Stiles, and Brandon Vanderpool. Now, the team will be coached by Luther Roll. He'll be assisted by Derek Wells, Andrew Tynes, Nikino Dorsett, and Patty Roll, as well as Jameson Pratt, Walden Wims, Laquel Harris, Diane Farquharson, and Krista Black. The team will be managed by Sophia Higgs. She will be assisted by Courtney Wallace. The chaperones will be Makilo Strawn, as well as Garfield Morrison. A look at the medical team. Head doctor will be Dr. Kent Bazard. The physio will be Kelly Cramp. The massage therapist will be Jonathan Higgs. And coming off a stellar performance last time at the Carifta Games, B3A's President Jamigo Archer on if the team is feeling any pressure to replicate that success.
And I think that Team Bahamas has always managed to know how to deal with the pressure. We compete under pressure. And so this is no different from any other Carifta Games. The Bahamas per capita has always been the greatest success of any games, and that would be evidence in the World Indoors, where we were placed 6th in the world. And if you look at the Bahamas as compared to Jamaica, well, our population is very different, and the Bahamas continues to pack the heaviest punch. And so the pressure really is on us. We impose pressure, and our standards would reflect that. I mean, if you look at our standards, we field a team that we believe can medal. And I'm excited about going to Carifta, and I'm excited about what Team Bahamas will demonstrate to the region that we're still number one.
And the Queen's Baton on its final leg of its Bahamian stop earlier today, it left the capital and made its way to Harbor Island, where students were able to interact with the baton and take pictures as well as video. Again, the Queen's Baton is a symbol of the Commonwealth Games that contains the Queen's message that will be read just ahead of the event. Now, from here, the baton will make its way to the Turks and Caicos Islands. More on the Harbor Island visit, though, in a later sportscast. And that's when we look at sports on this Monday. A check on weather when we return.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Discover the possibilities.
Discover the possibilities.
Discover the possibilities.
I discovered the possibility.
I discovered the possibility.
Hi, my name is Pizarra, and I am the mother of one son, Aiden. He's 2 years old now, and I have been using Mulflex for about a year. First off, it's elastic band waist. He can play well in it with a lot of flexibility. Secondly, it's very affordable. I can buy a case with about 140 diapers for about $38. I absolutely love Mulflex.
My name is Tamara Dillett. I am the legal consultant with the Digital Transformation Unit. My role on the team is to ensure that the necessary legal framework is in place to support the digital transformation of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. The true success would be the ability for a citizen not to be burdened with paper and have the ability to access copies of their record, allows them the opportunity to sit at a desk, access services, pay for services online, and possibly receive that output digitally without them having to have the burden and the stress of visiting multiple agencies on a number of occasions just to get access to one service. They took the opportunity, recognized the importance of digital transformation, and signed up for My Gateway, allowed us to hit that milestone in record time. The legal workstream is excited about the opportunity to collaborate with agencies.
When you testify in court, you're expected to tell the truth. Same goes for your insurance application form. You have to answer every question truthfully and provide all the information requested, or you could be found guilty of misrepresentation. That means your insurance company could deny your policy or refuse to pay your claim. Your insurance company relies on the information you provide to determine whether to issue you a policy. Leaving out just one piece of information could lead to misrepresentation. So read your application form carefully. If you're unsure about anything, ask your insurance agent or broker before completing and signing your insurance application form. This message was brought to you by the Insurance Commission of the Bahamas, protecting the interests of policyholders.
Isn't it great when your favorites are on special at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets? Bahama long grain rice, 20 pounds, $14.99. Rainbow corned beef, 12 ounce, $2.59. Olivia vegetable or canola oil, 48 ounce, $4.99. Pork chop ends, $2.29 per pound. Tree ripe orange juice, 52 ounce, $2.99. Find your favorites at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, that front boundary now making its way into the central Bahamas is expected to stall and then start backing up and will oscillate over the next day or two across the northwestern parts of the central Bahamas. So there'll be occasional cloudy periods and some pockets of showers in the vicinity of the front boundary. Tonight, we're going in for partly cloudy showers in the vicinity of the front, 72 degrees for your low temperature. And tomorrow, it's going to be partly sunny and a bit on the warm side. 86 degrees for your high temperature. The extended weather forecast looking like this. Partly sunny during the day. Right through the middle of the week, we'll start to get some showers back in the forecast on Friday. Frontal system comes through on Friday night, and that one promised to bring a nice little cool down. We'll see temperatures find their way back into the 60s as of Saturday, and that will carry right into the early part of next week.
Sounds good, Basil. That does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network. The People's Station.
I was always encouraged to develop myself musically and generally as much as possible.